right, guys, welcome back to another video. We had some interesting news yesterday in regards to Xbox and AI. So as we know, the gaming industry is moving more towards AI. There is that continuous debate as to whether AI is a good thing or a bad thing. I am on the end that I feel like at the end of the day, it will end up being better for video games and make games more immersive than the negative effects it's going to have overall on the industry. Of course, there will be the negative effects of some people losing their jobs, and there will be definitely some stuff at the beginning that just doesn't end up looking like AI is going to work out. But I feel like once AI really starts getting used and put into games, you're going to see more immersive games where they can offload some tasks that are pretty tedious to do when developing a game, or they can take what they are currently working on and just extrapolate it more by giving more life to the worlds that are being built that you really aren't going to spend on doing by hiring more people and increasing the cost of these games. And it just completely does make sense. You think about NPCs in a living world, you think about how they're going to be able to grow and interact, especially as AI comes in where they become more lifelike. You also think about how expensive it has become to develop these games and how it's affecting the industry, leading to lots of these layoffs and everything. AI is going to probably be used to alleviate some of those concerns that's happening right now within the gaming industry. And Xbox is going to lean into AI a lot. And we're starting to see it here with an Xbox AI chatbot. Now, it's the chatbot itself is not that exciting. And we've seen chatbots and how they function and how they interact with humans. Not always very good, especially if you're looking for good customer service. But Microsoft and Xbox are currently testing a new AI-powered chatbot. And they say here that the software giant has been testing an embodied AI character that animates when responding to Xbox support queries, saying that I understand this Xbox AI chatbot is part of a larger effort inside of Microsoft to apply AI to its Xbox platform and services. So this is really just the beginning. They also go on deeper in this article, which I'll get to, about how they're looking at bringing it to the actual development of the game. It says the Xbox AI chatbot is connected to Microsoft support documents for the Xbox network and ecosystem and can respond to questions and even process game refunds from Microsoft's support website, saying this agent can help you with your Xbox support questions. Now, my experience, Xbox support has been always pretty good. I've never really had any issues with Xbox support. If my Xbox is ever broken, I ship it off. I get another one back in like 3-4 days. It's always been phenomenal. Refunds for games for me are always super easy to do. It's super fast. So I don't have any issues with Xbox support, and I am hoping that this isn't going to make it worse, because maybe a lot of that support is because of the good people behind doing it, or maybe this will just help it and improve it overall, because there are things you do currently get now through Xbox support, like if you're just going through a chat or something, that you just get some automated responses, or if you're refunding a game, you're not really talking to anybody, and sometimes it's always somewhat difficult to figure out how to get to a certain area. Maybe it will help in that way. They say Microsoft expanded the testing pool for its Xbox chatbot more broadly in recent days, suggesting that this prototype Xbox support virtual agent may one day handle support queries for all Xbox customers. So it's not out there yet. They say, we are testing an Xbox support virtual agent, an internal prototype of an animated character that can query Xbox support topics with voice over text. And the prototype makes it easier and quicker for players to get help with support topics using natural language, taking information from existing Xbox support pages. So nothing too crazy, stuff that we're already seeing out there right now, where it's just taking that information and then giving you the relevant answer for what you are looking for. So that's the chatbot. That's what they're looking to implement. But in terms of AI overall, this is from The Verge, and they say sources tell me that Microsoft is also working on bringing AI features to game content creation, game operations, and its Xbox platform and devices. It includes experimenting with AI-generated art and assets for games, AI game testing, and the generative AI NPCs that Microsoft has already partnered with InWorld to develop. So for me, reading that, AI generated art and assets for games isn't that exciting. And you see some of the AI generated art right now, and it doesn't really come up that great. But I'm guessing they're probably thinking more along the lines of using AI generated stuff for the assets that are repeated over and over and over again, not something that's going to stand out as like an artistic piece of the game, like an entire background or the clothes that the character is wearing, stuff like that. I feel like you still definitely need humans to be able to be creative and come up with new things when they're developing these games. But AI generated art and assets for games will probably alleviate some of the costs for somebody to sit there and just put in the most generic piece of art or the generic piece of asset on the game itself, which will free up more time and money to do other things to make the games overall better. AI game testing. I mean, we've seen all the issues with quality control of these games. They come out broken. It seems like the QA testers there's just not enough of them to be able to catch everything. And maybe AI game testing will be that thing that finally solves games coming out in a state where there are multiple different bugs. And then the generative AI NPCs that Microsoft has already partnered with InWorld to develop, to me, is the most exciting thing. You're walking around an open world, you go up to an NPC now, a lot of them are generic, don't have anything new to say, or they're just repeating the same lines. You bring in AI here and maybe you get more lifelike NPCs everywhere around you. So every experience when you're running into them is a new organic experience. So that would be the coolest thing for me. That would definitely increase the overall immersion of playing some of these games. And I feel like that's where AI is going to bring games up to the next level. Now, they also say Microsoft is considering building AI-powered co-pilots for safety and moderation tasks. Again, I see them probably doing stuff like this. This can be a slippery slope if they're starting to ban people all the time. AI isn't doing the job correctly, and there's going to be times where people are probably getting banned for the wrong reasons, and that could be a huge mess, at least until they've really made AI for moderation and safety just almost 100% correct on any time something happens. They're saying you're including content moderation on the Xbox platform to help with enforcement and appeals processes. And Microsoft is also looking at it could add AI-powered assistance into games. That was funny to me because we're in an era where you can easily argue games are much easier compared to when we were playing games back like the Super Nintendo, the PS1. Like those eras of games were far more difficult than many games that come out today. And you didn't have the internet to just go up and Google and find ways to get through sections of games. So they're trying to make it even easier with AI-powered assistance for people who want those. Basically, you're just going to have your hand held even more if you want to play like that, which is cool. If that's how you want to play, then we currently have it, which is basically you can just find anything on YouTube for somebody who has beaten the game. So that's pretty cool. And this all coincides with this overall vision of Xbox, right? We've seen Xbox everywhere. That's the vision that was presented at, well, I mean, it's been presented to us for a while, but really presented with the Xbox business update. And then there is also what we're hearing about the upcoming hardware and how is AI going to play into the upcoming hardware with the different tools. Talked about FSR 3 and frame generation that's coming to Immortals Vevium this morning. And then there's the PSSR, the upscaling thing that is coming to the PS5 Pro, at least apparently as a rumor. It hasn't officially been announced, but you can almost guess that it is going to be coming. How is AI going to be utilized now with the next generation of Xbox hardware to make games run better and perform better and be able to compete with higher end devices while keeping the costs down on the actual console themselves? Because Sarah Bond did promise the largest technical leap you will ever see in a hardware generation. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean the actual GPU and CPU and all that stuff within the box itself? Or does that mean just the overall package and everything they're going to be able to do and output on the screen because of the GPU, CPU, but a lot of it because of the actual software in there, the AI in there, all of that stuff is just going to make games run smoother, look better, and not have issues where we're seeing newer games come out having to be cut down to 30 frames per second or something because the actual tech within the box is having troubles or the developers aren't able to pull all the juice out of the box itself. So the future is going to be very interesting when it comes to these games, especially if we can get great looking games that perform very well on lower powered hardware, which would be cheaper for people to buy. And a lot of that implementation coming from the software side is going to enable that. But I'm going to end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video.